Hi, I'm Donna Brooks, and welcome to Yoga and Somatic Movement for Stroke Recovery. And with me is Nell, who has made some really rapid and remarkable progress in her own transformation and change from having had a stroke 12 years ago. And we're just going to show you a little bit of how Nell works with yoga to aid her rehabilitation and just to have more fun and happiness in her life. And the first thing we're going to do is the Proud Warrior posture. And I'm going to be assisting Nell a little bit, but I just want you to really see how much control she has both in her balance and her ability to use and lift and move her affected right leg. And I'm just going to support Nell's arm coming up. She still needs a little help with extending it because of some spasticity, but you can see the balance and evenness she has with her front leg and her back leg, and that really wasn't there in the beginning when we first started working. And then Nell can also step back and come forward with her right leg. And there she goes again. And even though Nell doesn't raise her arm entirely on her own yet, there is the beginning of that movement, and once again I'll help her to just achieve that. And that's Proud Warrior. Because of Nell's stroke, she doesn't have a lot of control over her wrist, and it tends to stay in a really flexed position. But what we're aiming for is to give Nell as many options and the most control over her body that we can get. And so what we've been doing is just having her intertwine her fingers and start to work with rotating her wrist in the way it doesn't want to go.
All right, so she helps me.
Yeah, and I give Nell a little help. And there it goes.
It doesn't hurt for me.
And you can see along with releasing, we're again looking for evenness and symmetry. So as much evenness and symmetry that we can create is important, not just to the function of the wrist, but to keep an evenness in the upper part of Nell's body, in her shoulder girdle, in her neck. And what we've also done with this position, which is really lovely, is prepare Nell for what you'll see next, which is her going into downward facing dog. So, obviously when I work with Nell, it has to do with her being able to relax more, have more comfort in her body, but we're also really trying to make neurological connections that allow change, and we're trying to get her to recover as much movement as possible.
And we're doing it now.
When Nell first started this, trying to do this pose, there was just no way she could keep control of her heels, of her toes. Her elbow would bend, and I'm still definitely keeping her hand from spasming up. But aside from that, Nell's pretty much got it under control herself.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
And there it is. Downward dog.
So what we're doing here is working to encourage Nell's body to remember how to take complete steps. And that really involves that flex of her foot and putting her heel down on the ground first, and then coming forward and pushing off the ball of her foot and her toes.
And it's a little bit hard, but it's getting better.
There, that was beautiful. She put her heel down, and now she's going to press off her right toe. Her right ball of the foot's going to land, yes, and pressing off the right toe. It's beautiful. And sometimes what I'll do when Nell brings that right foot forward is I'll just give my foot to get a little support underneath the front of her foot first, so she really can experience what it feels like for her heel to touch the ground.
The heel is hard for me, and it's difficult, but it is getting better.
So, what's changed since you've been working with Donna?
It's amazing. My posture, my balance is so much better. Walking, just strengthening. It's amazing, and I think I'm better.